Hi everybody, Nicole here. I wanted to chat to you a little bit about tax season being open now. As you know, it opened beginning of July, but we can only file from this week. So the first 2 weeks was for SARS to do the auto assessments. So yes, we have now had 5 days of being able to file tax returns, and I just wanted to check in with everybody, give you an update from our side, and see if you have any questions on how tax season is going for you. So yes, the first day was very slow. So if anybody was on e-filing on Monday, it was really tough. The week hasn't been great. We haven't been able to file as many as we usually would, but it has been improving every day. So I'm hoping by next week we'll be back to normal. So hopefully you have managed to file your tax return. If not, I think that you'll have some better luck next week. The couple of tax returns that we filed on Monday, the refunds were released to their bank accounts today. It's a little bit slower. So your refund usually get paid about 3 days. SARS says 7 days. So it's not like we can nag about that yet. But yeah, it was usually a little bit quicker than that. But yes, tax refunds for returns filed on Monday, we know docs were requested, was in bank accounts today. So it is running, it's smooth. Yeah, hopefully you've received your refund if you did file on Monday. Obviously, if you haven't, just go check whether SARS needs you to upload some documents. Make sure your bank details are correct. And then an annoying thing that's happened this year, and it's now happened to 2 clients of ours, so I think this is unfortunately a trend, where as soon as we file the return, they kick out a request for some old returns. One client we needed to file the 2012, another client we filed 2008 and 2009, and it showed tax compliance, and then today they've asked for 2013 and 14. So that is a bit of a problem. To add to that problem, SARS now says that individual taxpayers won't be able to file returns that are more than 5 years old, only tax practitioners. So that's very difficult. If you're filing your own return and SARS wants a return that is more than 5 years old, you're going to have to make an appointment to get it resolved or speak to a practitioner. The one client we tried to refile their 2012, it was immediately rejected. The other client, they did accept the older return. So we've also seen some discussion from our accounting body where the system isn't working for everybody. So that is an annoying thing. Look, the fact of the matter is SARS can ask for any returns that they feel they need to verify. So we often have this problem where some years there's just a lot of old returns being asked for. So never skip a year. If you are not required to do a tax return in a year, file the return anyway. As soon as you skip a year, you run the risk of that being asked for later. So that's definitely a new issue. If you can't file a return older than 5 years old, you're going to have to speak to a tax practitioner. And even then, we are not guaranteed that we're going to be able to do it for you. So then you'll have to ask SARS to, you'll have to make an appointment with them. So remember to check on your return status whether SARS has requested documents. If they have, you need to upload them, and they have another 21 working days to review and request more info. If they don't ask for documents, your refund should be paid latest 7 days. If it hasn't, go check that your bank details are valid. Otherwise, give SARS a call. They've also got something else which is called a stopper. That is when they basically want all your FICA docs and all your tax return docs. So you're going to want to go see if you've got that issue on your return. I wanted to remind everybody that if you've got additional medical expenses, that is something you can claim as a deduction. What SARS says is if you've got your medical aid certificate with all your expenses on, and you file that certificate and no other expenses, they shouldn't request all the invoices and proof of payments. Please keep them all regardless. But as soon as you file the medical aid certificate and an additional medical expense, they will want to see all your invoices and proof of payments for what's on your certificate and extra, because they don't know what's been duplicated. So what I suggest to clients is just submit everything to your medical aid, because if it's on the certificate, there's a good chance it'll be accepted. But please, there's always a chance that SARS will ask you to prove those medical costs. So anytime you're at the pharmacy and you're paying for anything that's a medical expense over the prescription, not over the counter, or a doctor, you're going to want to keep the invoice and proof of payment. So please hold on to those. But yes, that's a big tax deduction for a lot of clients, is their medical expenses. Another one that people often forget about is the donations to PBOs, public beneficiary organizations. So if you do make any donations, just ask if there's a tax certificate for it. If there is, you can claim that on your tax return. There is a limit on those. But yes, that's one that it's not preloaded. That might change from next year. If it's not preloaded, it's up to you to go put that information on there or share that with your tax practitioner. SARS with the auto assessments said that they will file the auto assessments the first 2 weeks, and if you don't agree with that, from this week you'll be able to revise your return. So what we found is when we revise the return, it's not immediately accepted, it's not immediately assessed. A letter actually gets issued outside of e-filing, which is a bit frustrating. It's emailed to the taxpayer, and they then have to forward it to us, or they have to act on it, upload the documents that SARS has requested. The problem is you can't upload it on e-filing because now it's sort of gone out the system. So please remember, on the SARS website, under their online services, is a section where you can upload documents. So just because there's no link on your e-filing doesn't mean you can't upload those documents. So I feel like they're reviewing the auto assessments before they assess them, before they accept them. So a little bit annoying. We were hoping we could just refile them and then it's in the normal process. But it could also be because this client had solar on. So solar, please be aware of that solar claim is only for this 2024 tax year. And they're quite strict on it already. Every time we check, there seems to be 1 or 2 little extra requirements. So please go check all those requirements. I'll actually pop a link in our comments when I'm done. But yes, it's the proof of payment, the COC, the certificate of compliance, the invoice. It's only the panels that you can claim. So if you're unsure, ask them to specify exactly which ones qualify for the tax rebate. And then they also ask for proof of installation, which is a bit tricky. So make sure that you've got a proof of installation, that you've got a proof that this business is used for residential purposes, and you've got your rates full. So please just check carefully all those solar requirements so that you can get that claim in. So we haven't had one actually finished yet. So from our experience, those ones have gone into request for documents each time. And then, yes, please, just on your tax return, the closing date's the 21st of October, unless you're a provisional taxpayer, then it's 25th of January. So please be sure whether you are a normal taxpayer or provisional. Don't assume you qualify for the later deadline. Go check on your RAV section of your e-filing. Right at the bottom actually shows you if you're provisional or not. Go check there. Don't assume, no, I'm a provisional, I know. And we have clients that are provisional taxpayers that we file provisionals for every year, but SARS doesn't have them loaded as that. So they will get penalized for filing after that 21st of October deadline. So please make sure, and if you're not sure, maybe call SARS. You need to be sure that you are a provisional taxpayer to do that later deadline. And then check your details, check your bank details, your personal details, your address details. Make sure all the information on SARS is up to date to ensure a nice, smooth process for getting your refunds. And please remember all those online assistance things that SARS have. There are YouTube videos, SARS videos, there's guides, and then also their online services where you can make an appointment, either a virtual appointment or a walk-in appointment to resolve any issues. Yeah, so just go look at everything on your profile, make sure what you're filing is correct. You don't want to delay it unnecessarily. Make sure you're using all the tax deductions that you can, like the donations, the retirement annuities, the solar this year, medical, those are the big ones. And yes, if you have been auto-assessed, make sure that you refile your return. If you feel there's deductions that haven't been included, get your returns in early. Yes, it's quite busy in the start of tax season, quite busy at the end of tax season, but get those returns in, give SARS more of a chance to actually get through yours rather than being one of the last few ones that are sitting there. And obviously, if you need any help on your personal tax returns, you're going to get in touch with us. Hello Tax is where we handle all our personal tax clients, but we also do personal tax returns for NHB business clients over at Hello Tax and also Hello CEO. Whereas Hello CEO, we deal with the sole props, solopreneurs. We can help you with your personal tax services there as well. So yes, get in touch if you need any help. And if you have filed your tax return, give us some feedback. Let us know how long it took for you to get your refund, whether you've got any issues, and yeah, we'd like to chat. Let us know how yours is going. We're looking forward to next week, but hopefully it will be going a little bit smoother.